So I find that when we start having conversations about reparations, a lot of white people all of a sudden get main character syndrome. If reparations for black people were to become a thing, we don't want your poor Arkansas coin. Keep that. You need that. Off the top of my head, I can think of two places we could snag the reparation money. We got about 700 billy sitting in the Department of Defense budget, or what I like to call the terrorized brown people for no reason budget. We got cosplay Lex Luthor and great value Mark Cuban sitting on enough money collectively to build a TJ Maxx on Jupiter. I'm thinking of a word that starts with T and it rhymes with facts.
So this TikToker by the name of Blackout points out something that I think is incredibly important to understand, which is this sense that a lot of white Americans have when it comes to the idea of reparations, which is really both hilarious and deeply racist for a ton of different reasons. First and foremost, giving reparations to black Americans doesn't actually do anything to harm any white American. And to the white Americans that would feel, in any sense, envious of reparations, why? Literally why? It does literally nothing to you. And it is about making reparations for the long-term harms that the United States has explicitly committed against the black community. Not only when it comes to slavery, but also when it comes to very explicitly racist policies that have existed in the United States to this very day. In fact, economists have analyzed just the effects of policies since the New Deal and have estimated that government policies from the United States of America have basically robbed the average black American family of about $150,000 in wealth. Now, that's a number that I got from a book called The Color of Law, which is really great and I highly recommend. But think about that for a second. $150,000 in wealth is quite an extreme sum of money, and that doesn't even go back to before the New Deal era. But the reality is, there are very specific companies in the United States that have explicitly profited off of slavery and off of all of these systems of oppression and marginalization. A perfect example is JP Morgan, which has been around long enough that it literally at one point owned slaves. So when it comes to who is going to pay for reparations, well, I think we have some pretty clear options for who those people could be, starting with, of course, JP Morgan. We could go to the giant companies that have profited off of the racist system we have, that have explicitly made money off the exploitation of black Americans, take money from them and use it to pay for reparations to black Americans. And now a lot of liberals like to say they support things and they like to call them reparations, and they will say things like funding HBCUs is somehow reparations. It's not. They'll talk about affirmative action programs being some form of reparations. That's also not reparations. Because why is it not reparations? Who has the power about where the money is decided? Who has the power about who has access to those programs? If it isn't black Americans exclusively having the power to dictate what is going on with that money, then it's not really reparations, is it? It is still gatekeeping within a system that is largely run by and for white folks. So how in any sense can you call that reparation? It's actually very embarrassing that there's any politicians out there that claim that it is. And it's more embarrassing that there are a lot of white folks in the United States that feel aggrieved at even the idea that black Americans deserve reparations when it is the obviously morally correct thing to do.
This is Ben Carollo with Rebel Headquarters. You can catch my show Galaxy Brain every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the Young Turks Twitch channel, and you can follow me at Benjamin Carollo on Twitter.